Good morning, my dear friends. Myself, Dr. Madhukeshwarayan, Professor and Dean Academics, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Jain Institute of Technology, Davangere. Today, I am going to give you a presentation on the seminar report preparation and presentation. These are the contents of my presentation. It has introduction, history, need for seminar, types of seminars, time slots for seminar, anatomy of a seminar content, guidelines of slide preparation, tips for oral presentation, role of listeners, role of moderators, and conclusion. The word seminar is listed in the Cambridge English Dictionary and its meaning is an occasion when a teacher or an expert and a group of people meet to study and discuss something. The word seminar is derived from Latin word seminarium meaning seed plot. A seminar is a form of academic instruction either at an academic institute or offered by commercial or professional organization. It brings together small groups of professionals for a focused meeting to acquire in-depth knowledge of particular subject. Everyone present in the seminar is requested to participate. The word seminar is introduced by Herbert Adams Baxter, 1850 to 1901. He is the renowned historian and educator, one of the first to use seminar method in US higher education. He was one of the founders of American Historical Association. The need for seminar is listed as follows. It involves depth study and acquisition of knowledge, provides an opportunity to reach out at a personal level, bringing about an interaction between presenter and participants, shows critical thought about the topic, stimulates emerging enquiries, kindles discussion among participants, inculcates verbal skills and nurtures development of intellectual commitment. It is the most effective way of learning, educating and managing close group of people. Types of seminars. The first one is informative, brief and to the point. The audience learns about a new project in this seminar or learns new information about a familiar subject. Persuasive. It is the seminar which is intended to change the audience attitudes or behaviors. Third one is entertaining. It simply tries to gain and keep the audience attention. Fourth one, instructional. It is used to give specific directions or orders. Time slots for seminar. Usually we have 15 minutes, 30 minutes and 60 minutes time slots. In the 15 minutes time slot seminar, 10 minutes for speaker and 5 minutes for discussion. Similarly in 30 minutes, 20 minutes for speaker, 10 minutes for discussion. In the 60 minutes, 45 minutes for the speaker and 15 minutes for the discussion. Usually 2/3 of the time is for the speaker and 1/3 of the time will be for the discussion. Anatomy of seminar contents. So in the seminar we have introduction, body of the report, summary and conclusion, acknowledgement and references. Introduction should be 2 to 3 minutes in a 15-minute seminar. It gives first impression of content. The purpose of the introduction is to catch the participants' interest, let them know about the topic, keep participants engaged and attentive. We should disclose history of the topic, reason for choice of this topic, importance of the topic, question or the hypothesis being addressed. Generally, introduction means an icebreaker. It melts the ice and lets the water flow down and builds the bridge of knowledge. Body of the seminar is the second part, generally 3 to 4 minutes in a 15 minutes of time slot after the introduction will be taken for the body of the seminar. We have to expose clearly the information, narrow the scope of the topic, provide enough data to prove, and we should be honest about the data. Flow of logical thoughts, evidence, opinions with the necessary references are to be presented. Controversial or contradictory views with sound scientific evidences can also be presented in the body of the seminar. The third portion of the seminar in a 15 minutes of time slot is summary and conclusion with a time slot of 3 to 4 minutes to explain this. It should be concise and crisp. It should take some message or home message, demonstrates critical thinking. Important it because this is the part the audience best remembers. Emphasize salient points only, not the whole seminar, and opinions, raising questions, suggestions, and further work are discussed here. Finally, acknowledgement and references are to be explained. This is the last minute, you should not take much of the time. Before ending, provide references and acknowledgements. Always end by saying thank you. Guidelines of slide preparation are as follows. The first principle what we have to use in the slide preparation is kiss and kill principle. Means keep it short and simple, that is kiss. Keep it large and legible, that is kill. Minimize number of words, texts on the slides. Don't put entire paragraphs. Always write points, do not reproduce pages. From text, maximum of 8 points per slide, not more than that. That also in the form of words or phrases. Never burden the audience with too much. Do not make graphs too complex. Do not make tables too complex. Good to use video clips, but be short and relevant. Use animation only when required. It is a distraction. Choose contrasting colors. Stay consistent throughout the presentation. Same background color for all the slides. Don't change the colors of the background. Backgrounds are fun, but they can be distracting. Never use backgrounds with ghost text. Colorful backgrounds more interesting than data itself. So don't use colorful backgrounds. If at all to be used, simple lighter colors can be used. Black text on white background is always preferred and it is advised as the best background. Using dark background with bright colored text not advised, as shown in this image. Use of colors is desirable for graphs. Use of text color judiciously for emphasis. Avoid overshadowing color for most text. Colors that virtually should never be used in a professional presentation are purple, pink and bright green. These look good on computer screen but never look good on the screen. Certain color combinations should be avoided, such as shown in the figure. You can see there are various combinations, black and blue, blue and black. So this type of color combination should be avoided. Use of even fonts. Too funny fonts are distracting and irritating and are not easily readable to audience. Usually Times New Roman, Arial, Vardhana, Tahoma and Franklin Gothic are preferred. Capitalize only when needed or difficult to follow. Follow these font sizes: 48 point for the title, 32 point for the list of points, 28 point for highlights, 24 point for the text. Font size less than 18 will not be visible in the slides, not in the report. Animations can be used to explain a better way only when used continuously and sparingly. Animations used to explain how a reaction takes place or to show a flowchart is good. Too much is ditzy and often annoys the audience. Don't use too much animation, but unnecessary animations are to be avoided. Certain fluorescent images are not visible on the screen and hence should be careful about it. Consistent with the use of capitals and lower cases, bullets and hierarchical styles, fonts and font size colors. A picture is worth of 1,000 words. Pictures are self-explanatory, so use maximum pictures. Width and height of the slide should be maintained with a proper aspect ratio. It should be large and legible. Space should be utilized efficiently. Appropriate justifications should be used. Only 6 to 8 lines per slide, preferably around 6 to 10 words per sentence. Appropriate titles we have to choose on each page. Each page should have a title. Font size and color should be maintained. Use rational abbreviations sparingly. Lots of abbreviation, a separate slide for them we have to make. Avoid jargon or lose your audience. Spelling should be double checked. Silly spelling mistakes in a professional presentation should be avoided. These are the tips for the oral presentation. Confidence doesn't mean you are always right. It means you are not afraid to be wrong. If you fail to prepare, you are prepared to fail. Dictum for successful presentation: practice, practice and practice. Only with practice one gets over stage fright. An enthusiastic speech can win out over an fluent one. Practice can be done by oneself, before mirror, before peers and friends, before family, by video recording. Always better to write down speech before presenting. While practicing, we should try to learn, unlearn and relearn. Few points should be taken care of, like timing, effectiveness of slides, overall structure of the talk, convince the audience, language and pronunciation. Effective public speaking can be learned for a delivery and presentation. Actual delivery is not about reading slides. Speaking with conviction and passion. Knowing the audience and their expectation is very important to present. Do not assume that information will speak for itself. The audience might interpret the information in different ways based on your organization and presentation. Posture. Your standing posture should be proper. Body language. You have to maintain a proper body language. Do not play with keys or pointers. Do not put hands into pockets. Humor. It can be good icebreaker, but it is better not to try if one is inherently not humorous. Enthusiasm and confidence are key aspects. Be enthusiastic, it is contagious. Now, where to stand? The pictures shown here are self-explanatory. Never stand in front of the slide. So, stand aside. Let the audience observe the slides. Visibility for the audience should be complete. Where to look? Do not keep staring at the screen. Make an eye contact with the audience. When specially pointing someone or something on the screen, guide the audience with a pointer. Concluding presentation. Time flies. Keep an eye on the time. Don't take much of the time to conclude. When you end, don't be abrupt. Thank the audience for their attention. After conclusion, don't step out. Stand there. Answer the questions of the audience. Always finish on time to allow for discussions and questions. Listen the whole question. Do not begin before the question is complete from the audience. Pause before responding. Address the questioner, then move eyes on to the others. Be honest. If you do not know the answer, admit it, but say, I will try to find it. Never try to bluff. Now, what is the role of listeners? Listeners should be curious and ask creative questions. They have to actively participate in the seminar but don't take over. They have to allow the presenter to present first. Learn from the speaker's weak and strong points. They have to stay attentive and provide sincere feedback to the speaker. Listen closely, don't sleep. Don't make a side conversation. Listeners should not eat or drink during the presentation. They should not think in advance of the speaker. Next is the very important role, that is the role of moderators. Moderators should play a role of mediator, moderator and facilitator. Strong background knowledge of the topic under discussion the moderator should have. They should have the ability to clarify the doubts to promote understanding. They should critically analyze the scientific content of the presentation, and they have to give the frank opinion, also appreciation and constructive criticism. Finally, These are the conclusions. A good seminar requires a significant planning. Without planning, we should never present a seminar. With a well thought out visual presentation, the words will follow. Self-motivated and well-constructed presentation support a successful transfer of knowledge to the listener. And finally, there is a saying, a great speaker convinces us not by force of reasoning, but because he is visibly enjoying the beliefs he wants us to accept. With this, I'll conclude this presentation. Hope you got the idea how to make a report as well as presentation. Thank you very much. Below this video, I have given some links where you can also find the VTU project report preparation guidelines and seminar report preparation guidelines along with the sample templates. Thank you very much.